Hey, what's up, everybody? This is a 2014 GMC Acadia. What I'm going to be doing is a temperature sensor change. I'll have the correct name of the video in the description, but basically what my vehicle was doing is the temperature was showing all the way down. So normally it's supposed to be at like 210. Matter of fact, I'll show you guys. I think it's supposed to be at 210. It's supposed to be where's the keys? Who knows? But anyway, the temperature is right there, and that's basically where it was showing, the way how it's pointed straight down. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, how it's pointed straight down. There you go, you can see a little bit where it says 160. So it's supposed to be at 210, which is kind of like in the middle of that, and what's that, 260 up there. And so it was pointing the exact way that it is now, and the fan was running real loud, and naturally I thought it was the thermostat. So I started watching a few videos on YouTube, and I couldn't find Acadia, but I saw a few guys that said something about the Traverse, and they're the exact same thing. Traverse, Acadia, and Buick Enclave. Maybe some Saturn whatever. Saturn made something too, maybe. View. No, it's not a View. I used to have a View. Whatever. Saturn Outlook. The Saturn Outlook. It may be the same thing as well. So, one thing I saw in those videos, guys, the same complaint. Everybody. Well, first of all, it wasn't. It isn't the thermostat. The issue ended up being the temperature sensor. The coolant temperature sensor. And so the guy knew this because he ran the code, and they came back and told me. And so the two videos that I saw, the guys both struggle with the same thing. So it's right here. So right here you will have the the oil dipstick, but right beside the oil dipstick, where I have my socket at, that's where the sensor is. I'm gonna save y'all a little aggravation. It's still aggravating. You see my arm is all beat up and stuff like that. So you pretty boys, y'all ain't gonna have no luck with this, man. One thing I learned from my old school mechanic is get everything out your way first. That's the #1 rule of business, as his words so eloquently put it. #1 rule of business: get everything out your way. And so what I did was I took this was there. So I took this off. This is what your engine bay is gonna look like when you first pop the hood. You're gonna see this. All you have to do is unscrew your cap, take it off, then this comes off. It sits on like these little plugs. See this hole right here? Hole. Those plugs. Plug. And there's another one. So oh yeah, right there. So boom, there are your plugs. It sits on that. This is where it got a little tricky. The same thing, I struggled just like the other guys did. Now, I know one of them didn't take it off, but this is what you do to make this a lot easier, because what you're going to struggle with is that stupid temperature shield, and it doesn't right here. So that temperature shield right here, if you notice, it won't come off. It's on the harness, so it's on the wire. It won't come off. It will now because I got to unplug, but when you're fighting with it, it ain't gonna come off. This must stay on. It must stay on. So just leave it on there. What you do, slide this up, right? So boom, slide it up. So that's the first thing you do, because it's gonna be down in the motor like this. Slide this up, get it out your way, and then it's gonna expose this plug. If you could see this plug, and before you take it out, because it's in there like this, then you would know what you need to do to take it out. But you can't see it. All you see is like, you basically got to see a view like this. So you don't know if you pull this brown part, you press that button. It's tough. Get everything out your way. What I did was, and what the other guys didn't do, but this is what made it easier for me, I popped that cover off. These are your plugs. What for your God dang it, probably the spark plug. So these are your sensors for your spark plugs, I'm assuming. Take these loose, I just did the first two, so boom, take those loose. And these are extra steps, but I'm telling you, it'll make this a whole lot easier, because what's happening is this gigantic harness is directly in your way. Like, you look, it's like it rests literally right where your hand can go. So you have to try to decide, oh, do I go over it this way or do I go under it this way? Either way, it's in your way. It's like in your way. So what you do, the cover is kind of in the way too, so take it off. Then boom, after you take these two connections off, come and take this off, this little rail, this rail for this wiring harness. If you see this little plastic part right here, it's kind of sits on that little nipple. God dang it. So it rests right there, but below that you'll see this sits, there's like a little hook. Here it is right here, that right there, guys. And so right there on my finger is that little hook right here. This hooks onto that. Unhook it, just pop it loose from the bottom like that, and then pop the top, and then do the same thing for the next one. There's another one right there. Just pop the top off, and then there's another hook just like it on the bottom somewhere. Looks exactly the same. If you move those things out of your way, you take the extra 2-3 minutes to pop that stuff out your way, your life will be so much easier, because all these wires are in the way. And even though it looks like they're in my way right now, it's not that bad. Unplug this right here as well. This will help free up some tension when you're trying to move this, when you're trying to reach your hand through and get down through there. Because if this is plugged up, this huge piece of aggravation right here will it'll get in your way. So unplug that to free some of that up. And what I want to do honestly is undo this as well, but it's zip tied right here, and I don't know how it's inside of there. It's something that's, I don't want to break that, to be honest with you. So ideal, in the perfect world, what I would like to do is take this and loop it around there, but I can't. You see, it won't. That's as far as it'll move, but that's plenty more than what it was before. Now you can get to the sensor to unplug that thing. So let's get back to this. What I did was, I'm gonna try to show y'all what I did. I had to use a little bit of ingenuity. It's a little tough, but it's nothing that can't be done. It beats going to the dealership and paying them $80 an hour to do the same thing. It ain't that hard. So it's in there. It's in there. Oh, don't fall, don't fall. No, it's gonna fall. It's in there like this. What I did was reach down with some needle nose and grab that. And the other guy, he broke it. In the other video I saw, he broke it. And I really don't want to break nothing. So I was able to grab this, and I reached in my other hand. It is in that little tight spot. And I wasn't, if you don't take all this stuff off, all this other stuff that I just showed y'all, you won't be able to get two hands down here. So I grabbed this and I pushed that in. And when I did, I was able to pull out, and I got it off. I got it off. That was how I got it off. So I used a little pair of needle nose. I grabbed this, pushed it in, and that's how you get this thing off. You push and pull. You cannot do it with all this other stuff in your way. Like I said, the other two videos I saw, the guys broke it. After you do that, you're ready to go, man. You can what I'm doing, I'm at the sensor part right now. I haven't fully changed it out. So what I'm doing is I put my socket on first, because just getting down there with your wrench it's just kind of awkward, man. It's kind of like I can't get it because I'm hitting the motor. And so what I'll probably end up doing is going down this way and going in and putting it on like that. And so, but yeah, I'm on the last stretch of the road right now. It's just pop it off, put the new one on. It was like, here's the new one. It was like $25, $23, somewhere around there. Yeah, that's all you got to do. So number one, take your cover off. Take the cover off, easy. That's just oil cap. Take it off. Take your cover off. Take your dipstick out too. Take your dipstick out, because when you're reaching right there, your dipstick is going to be right here aggravating you. After you do that, pop this, unloosen this up, and then you're good to go. Put the socket on first, pop it off and you're good to go. I hope this helps somebody, man, because the other guys that did the video, they did a great video, man. I just didn't want to break anything, and so I started, you know, venturing out a little bit. I'm off today, and so I had a little bit of time, but I just didn't want to break anything, man. But this should be synonymous with the Chevy Traverse and the Buick Enclave. It should be. If it don't try to sue me. I ain't got time for y'all shenanigans. All right, God bless, guys.